Hello, fellas and ladies. The time is here. It's time to predict the 2025 Oscar winners. Everything is done. We've gotten all the info we're going to get. And again, it's on Sunday, so this is our last chance. So enough of the intro. I'm going to go in the order that they were announced on nomination morning. Let's have fun with it. Let's get a couple of the easy ones out of the way. Supporting actor. It's going to be Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain. He swept. He overcame the fact that the movie's not in Best Picture. We're good. Congratulations, Kieran Culkin, on your Oscar. Costume design. This is going to be Wicked. Once again, it's swept. It's the showiest. It's got the fantasy elements. This is a no-brainer. It's going to be Wicked. Makeup and hair. Once again, we got a sweeper on our hands. We got the substance. Very happy about this one. It's by far the flashiest of the bunch. If you went to Wicked for being green, that'd be ridiculous. Congratulations to Substance on your Oscar. Original score. Now, this wasn't as seamless. However, we can now safely say that The Brutalist is going to win Best Score. There's like an off chance that like something weird happens, like Conclave. But like, The Brutalist won BAFTA. And like, it's definitely the most like noticeable score of the year. Aside from maybe Challenger, that's not here. It's very catchy. Even people who don't like the movie are like, nah, fine, give it score though. Live action short. I gotta be honest, I left my showing just kind of being like, it's Alien. It's so Alien. It's a movie about shit like that brings to light shady ICE tactics right now during Trump's mass deportation bullshit. I think it's got to be that. It's a very flashy thriller. The Man Who Cannot Remain Silent. There's like an offbeat chance that it goes with that. However, I think that Alien is just too easy. Like, it's too easy for a voter to like checkbox it. Animated short. Okay. Typically, you're going to want to go with the English one, and in this case, there's only one answer, and that's Wander to Wonder. However, that movie's pretty out there. It's a lot. What does Gold Derby think it is? Gold Derby thinks it's beautiful, man! No! I just do not think it's going to be Beautiful Man. I really don't think so. That'd be nuts. I think if anything is beating Wander to Wonder, I think it's Yuck, actually. I do think that it's a very cute... in my opinion, the movie doesn't do anything beyond being cute. But, that could be enough for people. That could be, all right, Wander to Wonder's a little out there. It's pretty... it's borders on horror, whereas Yuck is cute and easy. I am going to lean with Wander to Wonder, though. I do think it's a movie that will stick with viewers the most. And again, it being in English doesn't hurt. Adapted screenplay, Conclave. Is there a slight possibility for Nickel Boys because it won WGA? Put it like this. If Conclave was eligible, Nickel Boys wouldn't have that victory. Gotta be Conclave. Original screenplay, we got ourselves a barn burner. What a season. So Conclave won Globe, so that doesn't help us. The Substance won Critics' Choice. Anor won WGA, where Substance wasn't eligible, although we can safely piece together Anor still would've. And then A Real Pain won BAFTA. Look, Anora is in a much better position as a picture frontrunner to win. So that gives it the edge for sure. That said, oddly enough, if I were to put them like in a row, I would say Anora feels the least like a screenplay movie, if that makes sense. Substance has all the big ideas. A Real Pain's got a really dialogue-heavy film, whereas Anora is pretty heavy on its improv, and it's like, the nature of the movie doesn't typically lend itself to a screenplay win. But I can't help but pull myself off of Anora. I don't think it's gonna be A Real Pain. I think it's lack of a picture nom, the fact that it didn't sweep like Kieran Culkin did. I can't in good faith go with A Real Pain. The Substance, though, I don't know. The fact that it lost at BAFTA is really not... It's not making me very confident. It could be The Substance still. Anora just keeps losing this. That's going to be the main point I bring up with Anora. It keeps losing shit. Like, why has Anora not done better in this category? I think there has to be a reason why. I'm just gonna predict Anora though. I just want to be safe. But I feel like we're just gonna be looking at another loss here. I don't know. Supporting actress. Congratulations to Zoe Saldana. You're gonna win. You swept. Easy. Done. No reason to think otherwise. Zoe Saldana survived the controversy. That plain simple. Best song. I see some trying to shift to Diane Warren to The Journey. No. Some people just have this idea that we'll just give it Diane Warren already. I don't agree. I know there's been a couple of anonymous ballots that have said that. I just don't think that's going to be enough. People need to understand that Diane Warren has a lot of friends in the music branch, and it comes to the Academy as a whole. That's why she keeps losing. That's why she keeps getting nominated. It's also why she keeps losing. Diane Warren needs to make a song for a real movie, and then she'll win. This is not going to be it. It's going to be one of the Amelia Perez's. Frankly, I'm just going to go El Mal. I don't have any real reason to say otherwise. I won both of the song precursors. However, I do want to make the case about Mi Camino because A, it's poppier, and B, you know what? It doesn't have Carla Sofia Gascon in it. I feel like that matters, that she's not in that song. Carla Sofia Gascon is what sank Emilia Perez. I'm going to go El Mal. I'm not going to be the risk taker. You're not going to see a lot of risk taking from me. But I'm just going to go El Mal. I'm going to say El Mal. I'm not going to be silly goose. Best documentary. Honestly, a good lineup. If it's not No Other Land, I think it's wrong. I am going with No Other Land, though, even though I don't think its transition to the Oscars been seamless. Porcelain War hasn't been nominated, whereas No Other Land has, but it hasn't been winning. Going in with no precursors, that's not good. Porcelain War has PGA at least, but No Other Land wasn't eligible for PGA. Now, No Other Land, it's topical. But at the same time, Hollywood, it's not a subject Hollywood is in agreement on. They are in agreement about Ukraine. I really hope it's not Porcelain War. It's my least favorite of the bunch. It's not a bad movie. It's just really, if that one, I'd be like, really? I do think No Other Land, those who watch are going to vote for it. So I'm just going to say it's No Other Land. I feel like the only reason it wouldn't win is because a lot of people chose not to see it. It doesn't have a distributor, granted, but it's on it's available for the Oscars to watch. Like any voter to watch. We got documentary short. Look, I need this to be Incident so badly that I'm predicting it. I don't even give a fuck. Here's why I think it might be Incident. I'll make the case for and against Incident. The case for Incident is that it's a very angering subject matter. It's about police violence. It's about against black people. It's about, it's a very, very smart investigative journalism piece that very clearly shows an officer unlawfully murdering a black man. Where this could go against Incident is the movie is very overwhelming. Its style is a lot. It's very in your face. And yeah, possibly to an extent that could isolate a lot of people. I think this one's available to watch online, so that definitely helps it out. I do think Incident subject and power will lead it to the win. But I guess I can talk about the alternatives. One of the alternatives is I Am Ready Warden. This is not my favorite documentary, but it is an easy documentary. It's definitely an easier one to digest than Incident. The movie with the powerful subject matter, the death penalty, and its gray area. I do think that it could benefit from that. I think this and Incident are both dealing with very heavy subjects, but I Am Ready Warden is a little more digestible. Or maybe they want to go light, and that would be either Only Girl in the Orchestra or Instruments to a Beating Heart. Instruments to a Beating Heart, I think, actually would have a really good chance if it was in English, but it's not. Again, typically, if it's not in English, you're at a disadvantage. Instruments to a Beating Heart is a very good crowd pleaser, whereas Only Girl in the Orchestra is a crowd pleaser, not a very good one. It's a solid, though. It's solid enough. It's got a name attached to it. It's got, it's a woman who performed with Leonard Bernstein. Like, you know what I mean? That flash, it's poppy. It's in your face. I'm definitely not discounting it. It's easy to access on Netflix, of course. That always helps. But I'm going to stick with Incident because I can't live with the reality that it doesn't win. Although if Instruments to a Beating Heart beat it, I would be also sad. I Am Ready Warden wouldn't make me upset either, but I'd be like, international feature. Do I just play it safe and say Emilia Perez? It's possible I could just do that. I mean, it's swept. But to be fair, Emilia Perez won where it was most embraced. Everywhere except here. This is the only place I embraced I'm Still Here beyond international and actress. So that is definitely an advantage, although they clearly liked Emilia Perez more. That said, I do want to investigate I'm Still Here because here's the thing. Carla Sofia Gascon tanked the movie. So much so that its best picture chances are gone. It's over for Emilia Perez's picture completely. If you're rewarding it here, you're rewarding Emilia Perez. Rewarding Zoe Saldana, you're rewarding Zoe Saldana. Rewarding a song, you're rewarding a song. Rewarding international feature, you're rewarding Emilia Perez. I do think it matters. And I do also think it matters that I'm Still Here is on an upswing. Everyone's watching it after that Best Picture nomination. It just keeps on getting viewed. I do think it matters that I'm Still Here has a lot of momentum, whereas Emilia Perez has the opposite. So am I just going to say I'm Still Here? I think I am. I mean, I could have a lot of egg on my face with this prediction. Like, if Emilia Perez wins, I could just be like, oh, fuck, of course. But you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go I'm Still Here. I know I said I don't take risks. I'm going to take a risk here. Animated feature. Frankly, I think Flow was a red herring. I think we were all a little rash to compare it to The Boy and the Heron. Boy and the Heron was Miyazaki. Flow doesn't quite compare. And again, the biggest thing, obviously, Flow also won BAFTA. If it won that, I would have been like, ooh. But it didn't. I think it was red herring. And frankly, I think it might just be The Wild Robot. Perhaps there's just no need to overthink it. It might just be The Wild Robot. Got 3 nominations. It's, the one they've seen for sure. Although, know what else they've definitely seen, and that's Wallace and Gromit. That said, we all know why it won BAFTA. I won't completely rule out Wallace and Gromit, though, you know? Yeah, I don't want to completely dismiss it. Best production design, Wicked, easy. They built all those magnificent sets, you know, the fucking, how many million fucking flowers do they, you know, grow or whatever the shit? Yeah, it's easy. Film editing, ooh, a barn burner. In my opinion, there's a case to be made for all of these. I will say I don't think it's going to be a Nora. Typically, you know, I know the last two Best Picture winners won editing, but those swept, and I would also make a case that Everything Ever All at Once and Oppenheimer were going to win editing with or without Best Picture win. Best Picture doesn't mean you win editing, frankly. You can win picture and editing, that's obviously possible, but, you know. Yeah. Brutalist, I think there is a case that, you know, 3.5 hours is that is VistaVision, all that jazz. I think there is a case to be made for editing, but I'm not going to predict it, although I can see the surprise. Emilia Perez, I did predict, although, I think the Carlos Gascon thing kind of butchered it. I'm really looking at Wicked and Conclave. Now, Conclave is the easy answer. It's the one closer to Best Picture. It's got the flashy editing, and it won BAFTA. That could be enough. It's the only one with a win, because Ace hasn't happened yet. Although Wicked's pretty flashy too. I rewatched it the other day, and like the what is this feeling like sequence alone. The fact that it's so long yet it doesn't feel that way. I think it is telling. I think people associate text with Wicked a little more. I actually do think this is close. I really do think it's a close call between Wicked and Conclave. Do I just go with Conclave because it has BAFTA? I might. I think I am gonna say, hey, look, let's not be a hero. Conclave has BAFTA. Let's go with Conclave. But I don't think it's rock solid. I really do believe that there is something lurking with Wicked. I can see this category being really weird. Like, what if it is just Anor or The Brutalist or Emilia Perez? Best sound, I am predicting Dune. Going with Dune, I just have to do it. It won NPSC, it won BAFTA. Complete Unknown did win Cinema Audio Society. That's not nothing. I'm not going to dismiss that completely. And it does have really flashy sound work. Sound work that I actually really like. But I'm just going to stick with Dune. It's the action movie. It's the one with the big sound. Big sound. Sound like a corporation. Big sound wants to shut down a Complete Unknown and, benefit Arrakis. They don't care about the working class. Visual effects, that one's Dune. We all know it. We can move on. Cinematography. So look, this has been a weird one. We can safely rule out Emilia Perez. We could probably rule out Dune. Maria won ASC. Nosferatu won Critics' Choice. Brutalist won BSC and BAFTA. I think it's a little safe to say The Brutalist. Cinematography is the only nomination for Maria. Maybe there's a case, Ed Lockman getting his first Oscar. The cinematography is quite stunning. Nosferatu, I don't think it's impossible. I think Nosferatu is a close second. I don't think Maria is going to happen. I'm actually pretty safe saying it will not be Maria. But I can't not say The Brutalist. It's the one with the narrative. It's not the flashiest by any means, but Oppenheimer wasn't the flashiest either. It just was the strongest movie. Sometimes that matters in these, splits. Two-horse races, maybe less so, but, yeah, Brutalist. I gotta go with it. Although, I won't be surprised if it's Nosferatu, I suppose. Best Actor. I think this is a little obvious, but I guess I can entertain Timothée Chalamet for a little bit. If SAG happened, before voting ended, I would be a little more scared. Let's put it like that. Some people seem to be into the speech. I wasn't really, but, some people did. For the record, I don't dislike Timothée Chalamet. I think he's pretty excellent in this movie. I just didn't see an Oscar-winning performance here. And I'd rather he didn't win for, a biopic. I'd rather he wait until something like Marty Supreme next year. Nonetheless, I don't think that one SAG victory is going to translate to an upset for Adrian Brody. We're talking about the guy in the stronger movie. We're talking about the flashier performance. I think Brody's come too far to, completely get shafted. Although, again, there's a part of me that some people are a little too, oh, no, it's still going to be Brody. And I am with them. But, I'm a little scared about Chalamet. Is it unwarranted? Perhaps, but I still think that there's something there for Chalamet. Although, again, Brody has everything except for SAG. That's enough for me. There's going to be brought up, winning just SAG has never come true, at least not in lead. Maybe Chalamet is just like when Paul Giamatti won Critics' Choice out of nowhere. It's all right, here's your little victory, but it's still going to be this guy. Or maybe he's Denzel Washington for Fences, I try to approach it at face value, and even with that, I think it's pretty safe to say Adrian Brody. Best Actress. Okay, this is the one. This is the one I think we're all a little curious about. Is it Mikey Madison? Or is it Demi Moore? I'll just talk about Fernando Torres in brief. Look, Brazil. I give you if you're watching Brazil, just know, I'm trying to approach this as realistically as possible. I do think she's outstanding, and if she won, that'd be I think one of the best in the past couple years. I gotta be realistic here. Winning Globe and then getting nothing else, that's not enough for me, especially when one of them practically swept. To be honest, if Demi Moore was in drama, I don't think Fernando Torres would have that Globe. So I can't, in good faith, predict Torres. I gotta focus on Mikey Madison and Demi Moore. What's the case for Mikey Madison? Anora is much stronger. It is in, close contention to win Best Picture, and she has BAFTA. Nothing else, though. She is also pretty young. If you want to talk about Timothée Chalamet, I think he's in that sweet spot. He's he's at the same age Adrian Brody was when he won, and he's the youngest winner ever. And I also think Chalamet has a lot more oomph to him. You know what I mean? There's more. Timothée Chalamet, it's a name. He's Timmy. Whereas Mikey Madison, I know she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I know she was in Scream, but for a lot of people, this is, the first time we're really knowing who Mikey Madison is. This is a breakout. Let's just face it. Breakouts don't typically win. Complete Unknown is not Timothée Chalamet's breakout. This is for Mikey Madison. And again, I'm sorry, but winning just BAFTA is not enough for me. But then let's talk about Demi Moore. We got a genre performance. She did lose BAFTA. Her movie is not nearly... Even if Anora wasn't winning Best Picture, Anora is clearly much stronger than the substance. But, Demi Moore swept everything except for BAFTA. She has an amazing narrative on her side. There's a lot going for Demi Moore that we can't erase because of Mikey Madison. I need y'all to believe me that when I say I've been going back and forth on this a lot. And a part of my brain believes Mikey Madison will prevail because Anora might win Best Picture, but my brain is also allowing me to picture Anora winning Best Picture. My brain is allowing me to imagine Anora winning Best Picture, but Mikey still losing. I'm okay with, thinking about that. Some people are, bringing up comparisons like the Brendan Fraser versus Austin Butler year. I don't think it's quite the same. But, similarly, it does show it's possible. The Whale was unquestionably weaker than Elvis. I know Elvis won nothing, but Elvis was stronger than The Whale. The Oscars liked Elvis more. Let's put it like that. But I think a more damning example would be that Renee Zellweger, was in a good position to win the Oscar. She didn't win just one thing. She won a couple of precursors in Chicago, and Chicago won Best Picture, and Nicole Kidman still won for The Hours, who probably had the narrative card more. I am also I'm sorry, but I think winning just BAFTA isn't enough for me. I know you're going to throw out, Frances McDormand, Anthony Hopkins. The COVID years, if your only example is a year when everything was upside down, that's not enough for me. And as for Frances McDormand, everybody was split. And yeah, Nomadland won Best Picture. It is true. But Anora's not bulldozing like Nomadland did. It just isn't. I am going to stick with Demi Moore. I think more people are they want to see Demi Moore on stage more than they want to see Mikey Madison, even if they like Mikey Madison a little more. However, I do think it's a race. I think if you're confident on either side, I think you're tricking yourself. I do think you were dealing with a bit of a 50-50 coin toss. But the thing that's tipped the scales is that if Anora wasn't in the position that it's in, I would throw Mikey Madison to the curb. None of us flinched when Barry Keoghan won only BAFTA. It's sometimes just BAFTA. I know there's a stigma that BAFTA is the most powerful, but I choose to still look at things on face value, and even if that out that context, BAFTA, it's very wish-washy. In the end, I'm gonna stick with Demi Moore. If something changes, I'll let y'all know. Also, frankly, I think the fact that Anora's been doing so well with guilds, and yet Mikey lost SAG, I think it's more telling than people are giving credit. Best Director, Brady Corbet, or is it Sean Baker? Brady Corbet, winner of BAFTA and Globe. That's a pretty good pairing. Sean Baker, winner of DGA. Really good. People are going to scream Tom Hooper and Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu's name to high heavens, and I do think that is a good comparison. If I don't know, something about DGA going with Sean Baker and no one else doing it, it feels a little odd to me. But then again, guilds clearly weren't that heavy on the Brutalist, whereas other industry things are. So perhaps it's possible. If Anora loses Best Picture, Corbet is going to win. Sean Baker will not win Director without Picture. That feels really weird. Obviously, Corbet has the scale. The movie, in terms of what's the most direction, that is probably Corbet. I do think it's a little more narrative to Corbet. Although granted, Baker has a bit of a career thing to him. I don't think he's overdue, but I do think people might see it as his time to win a directing prize. However, I don't know. I'm just gonna be safe here. and go with Sean Baker. Is that safe, though? Is that the safe option? I can't tell. I'll just go Sean Baker, though. Let's, we'll see. It's a race. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And then we got Best Picture. Is there any life in The Brutalist left? I think a little bit. We're talking about a movie that's going to win actor, it's going to win score, it's going to win cinematography, possibly director. If it has all four, that's pretty good. But, it hasn't won any major prizes since Globe. I gotta say, this is probably Conclave versus Anora. Is Conclave peaking at the perfect time? Who knows? Conclave is a little more of a crowd movie. It hits some of the beats a little more than Anora does, whereas Anora is the Guild one. Although, that's something I didn't even bring up. Fuck. Okay, this is for actors. Pull this back to actress. It's possible that Conclave winning SAG was just say, hey, we like the ensemble a little more. Simply put, I think I trust the PGA-DGA combo a little more than I trust the BAFTA-SAG combo. Although, frankly, Anora has not been bulldozing. It's been kind of hitting a lot of rough patches. Like, it keeps on taking L's. It goose-egged at Globe and SAG, and only won picture at Critics' Choice, which was weird. It only got actress at, and casting at BAFTA. Like, it's the only reason we're really taking Anora seriously still is because of PGA and DGA. But that is a lot. That's a huge win. Anora winning PGA DGA is not normal. It's not normal. Movies like Anora doing that is weird. So I think in the end, I am going to stick with Anora. I'm pretty settled on it. I do think there's a, Conclave. I'm not underestimating Conclave. But, I think I gotta stick with my guns here. And Anora is the guns. And that is that. That is it. The final Oscar predictions of the 2025 season. The friends we've made along the way. Like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see y'all on Monday, probably. That's when the reactions coming out, and you'll see how I'll be like, whoa! Although, if you want to see me reacting live on Bite Size Breakdown's Twitter account as well, I'll be live tweeting, so follow them. Ciao. Bye. Fuck off.